So I'm making some peppermint tea because I am on hormonal medication for my cancer, and it does tend to make me feel very make my body feel very hot, and I'm like constantly sweating. So this tea is supposed to make me feel a little bit cooler in my system. Yeah, so I am waiting for my tea to brew. Should be roughly about 2 to 3 minutes. But yeah, I wanted to just make this video um, specifically on a very important part of this cancer journey for me. It's been probably one of the hardest patches through the 5 months that I've been through so far. I had my diagnosis in September 25, and we are currently in Jan. So it's been 5 months, and I think there have been some tough days, but I think one of the toughest, like the absolute toughest for me, was losing my hair post chemo. So I thought it's really important to make this video because nothing can prepare you for when you lose your hair. I knew it was coming. People had told me, I'd seen what other people look like. I mean, it's all out there. It's not that anything is hidden from you. But the moment it starts happening, yeah, I'm like sweating, see. But the moment it starts happening, it just kind of overwhelms you in a way that is indescribable to anybody unless you go through it yourself, or you have a close family friend or or loved one who's gone through it. Yeah, hopefully this is done. So I have my spearmint peppermint green tea, and I'm having this little piece of healthy chocolate cake because I love chocolate and I love cake, and I can't really have sugar, so I'm having this healthier version that someone's very sweetly made for me, with some almond slivers on top. But anyway, coming back to the point, that I think that losing my hair was easily the toughest through this process, because I have never really been a person who's been bothered by my vanity or my looks or anything like that. I don't really use too much makeup, I don't use too many skin products, I don't use too many hair products, nothing. I just like being me and like just like being natural, and hair is a huge part of that for me, because it's a very for anybody who's had long hair, and I'm not even going to like, this is absolutely gender agnostic, because anybody who's had long hair knows how much of their identity it is, and to suddenly just like look like a different person altogether in a span of yeah, like maybe 2 days, it kind of throws you off a lot. Hair is such a huge part of like confidence for so many people, especially for me. I know like just having a good hair day, like girls, we know how much a good hair day makes us feel so much better. It's forced change, right? Like if someone told you today like go bald, would you do it? I don't know, some people might. Losing their hair is more than hair. You're losing your confidence, you're losing your identity, you're losing so much in those few moments, in those few days. And it makes the whole thing very tangible, very real. All this time, yes, I was going through I had my diagnosis, I was going through surgery and rehab, and like I had started my chemo sessions and everything. But the one association you make to people who are going through cancer is hair loss and chemo specifically, and that becomes very tangible in this moment. So that was really a hard pill to digest. And look, everyone says that, oh, it's just like everyone goes through, the hair will grow back. The hair will grow back is the most common thing people will tell you. Yes, of course the hair grows back, but what are you going to do about the time between it falling and it growing back? You still have to live through that time, and that time is the hard time. So no one really is going to be living that for you. You have to live it for yourself. So when people say that, oh, don't worry, the hair will grow back, just like shut it out because honestly at that point you don't need to hear this. You just need to hear more comforting words. You don't even need words sometimes, you just need people to be there with you. And yeah, I'll kind of talk about like how, when, and like at what stages everything happened for me. So I finished my first chemo end October. It was October 25th, I think. And I, you know, like went through 2 weeks absolutely fine. I mean, absolutely fine as in there were other side effects, but nothing had started happening to my hair. I was also like not too worried because I was like, oh, I'm doing this thing called scalp cooling, which I'll also speak about. And that reduces hair fall. So I was like, oh, maybe that's working, and like that's why there's not too much hair falling. And then I had like chemo every 3 weeks. So the third week before my second chemo is when like I started just like running my hand through my hair, and like clumps would fall, like clumps would just come in my hand. And wherever I can, I'll try and like put out, like, I obviously in the moment so much was happening, it was happening for the first time, and like hopefully never again. But obviously all these things you're going through, and you're not like, I'm not thinking of recording it, so I don't have much. But wherever I do have like small snippets, I'll try and like insert them. And at that point I was just getting like a little bit like anxiety about, okay, when is this all gonna end? Is there like a, is it going to be gradual, is it going to be all together? And I was just going with the flow. And I had like hair till say about this length, like little longer than shoulder. And I thought that, scalp cooling will work, so I will just like deal with it and cut my hair when the time comes. But when the shedding started, having long hair was terrible because there was just hair falling everywhere. It was like a clump in my bath area. There was like, it was just all over my room, like a carpet on my room. It was on my on my pillow. It was everywhere, and I just felt disgusting. And at one point I just wanted it all out. I was like, I will do anything, just like shave my hair off right now. But because I was doing scalp cooling, I couldn't also shave my hair completely off, because you need like a thin layer for this scalp cooling to like stick on when you're doing chemo. So I just like cut it to this length, what it is right now. But yeah, it's very scanty. There's a huge bald patch completely on top, and the hair is very, very thin right now. Initially I really thought that, yeah, the hair's gonna fall, like I know the hair's gonna fall, I've heard about it, like it'll be fine, I'll be okay. I was mentally psyching myself up. I honestly wasn't expecting all of it to go at once. I thought it would be pretty gradual, and like it would fall over 2 or 3 sessions. So yeah, I was initially like, oh, it'll be fine. And then when it all kind of like, I think within 2 days, right before my second chemo, it all fell. Like everything that had to come out came out. And at one point I was just like, I was kind of relieved, because I was like, okay, now I don't have to go through this again, this trauma of it falling again. But at the same time, I was staring at this new person in the mirror, who I didn't recognize. And like, even for my parents who were with me, but even for them, it's so hard to like see someone going through this. um you don't know what to do in that moment, because um like, how do I explain it? Like, hair is just, that's the first thing you see with a person, you know, like it is your external, it is part of your external appearance, and a large part of it. And as much as people say that, like, don't care about how you look, I don't care about how I look, I genuinely don't. But just having hair there makes a difference. And I'll show you later like how much of a difference hair actually makes. I'm not even saying that I had it bad. I think there are people who go through it far worse than me. But it definitely, at the end of the day, shit is shit. So whoever shit you are in, or whatever shit you're in, it is still shit. The degree, the whatever you want to call it, can vary. Cancer forces this weird clarity in you. It really strips you away of things that don't matter. It forces you perspective that you didn't, think of earlier, you didn't know existed. It really kind of forces you to be brave and not fear too much else, because at the end of it, you've already been through so much that you're like, okay, now what? Like, sure, throw the next thing at me also. So that's kind of what this phase did for me. um I'll try and answer all the questions that I have put down about what I've gone through, and then if there's anything else that you guys want to know, you can like leave me a comment, and I'll try and answer those in a subsequent video. Your hair falls from everywhere. I have lost, you can't really see it, but I used to have really thick eyebrows, and now they're pretty scanty. They're still there, but that's because I'm blessed with thick eyebrows. But yeah, a lot of the eyebrow hair is gone as well. Not too much on my eyelashes, thankfully. And yeah, your hair falls from all over your body. So it's pretty much shedding all through. But maximum is obviously from the scalp. Can you prevent it? You can't really prevent the hair loss from other parts of your body except your head to some extent. That too with the scalp cooling. So what scalp cooling essentially does, it's like a cold cap connected to a machine at some -degree temperature. I don't know what like formula, like how it works. So the scalp cooling actually reduces the cold temperature. I think it constricts the hair follicles or something like that, and it reduces your hair fall by, it's like up to 30-40%, but for me, I think like 15% is still there. So yeah, it reduces the hair fall, and it makes your hair growth like the hair growth quicker. Should you cut your hair short? I would recommend yes. I did not do it, but I would highly recommend that. It just makes it a little bit less messy, and nothing else. The pain remains the same. So as much as I would say do it, I think everybody has to go through their own journey. I knew what was going to happen, and I had spoken to a few girls who had, like a couple of girls who had told me their experiences and that they had cut their hair short before. But I was like, oh, scalp cooling will help me, let me just see what happens. Yeah, but the same thing happens to everybody, because the drug is universally very strong and toxic, and it is going to do things to your body. So you have to be prepared for that, and it's not like we're superhuman to survive all these effects that it's throwing at us. How did I handle the hair loss? The first few days, actually, I think within 2 days I was fine. It's like the moment it switched was the issue, but the before and after I was actually okay with, because once you know how you look, once you've accepted that, it took me about 2 days to accept, okay, now this is what my hair looks like, and I knew I'm not going to go around with this looking like this. So I was okay, because there are a lot of people that we still like I would meet on a regular basis through work or whatever, and nobody really knows this except close people that I work with. So yeah, I didn't really want people to ask me questions about my hair and like relive and tell them everything that I was going through. So for me, I thought that getting a wig was the best thing to handle the situation. So I got a really good hairpiece, which is from a place in Bombay. And yeah, they gave it, the reason I selected them is just because it was real hair, it was long lasting, and they gave it to me in 2 days, because that's how desperate I was. And yeah, I'll actually show it to you right now. So I'm going to show you what a difference hair makes to somebody. Let's see. I'm gonna dye my hair first. They're like literally few strands that you can see. Then I put on this like nude cap wig thing. But this is the wig. It is pretty good quality hair, real hair, and it's pretty much just elastic from inside. So all you have to do is put this on. You can even put it on without this, but this kind of smoothens everything out so it doesn't like become bumpy. And it has elastic adjustments inside in case you want to, and all I have to do is just slip it on. So yeah, and it's on, and this is exactly how my hair looks when I blow dry it. I don't blow dry it very often, but when I do, this is what it looks like. And this is the difference that hair made for me. So I can also just like pull it you know, in the front like this. Nobody who didn't know what I'm going through has really questioned this, except for the fact that I get like, oh, your hair looks different, like have you straightened it, have you done some treatment? So in that sense, you can see it has a parting also. It's pretty good, and it has just like elastic bands at the back which you can adjust. So yeah, it's pretty convenient, lightweight also to carry wherever. And I just found that this is the best way for me to look and feel normal and carry on my life like it was, because honestly, the hair loss is the only physically visible thing that is different, very apparently different. And if you get over that, then you can just carry on with life. And if you don't want to wear a wig, you can also wear like scarves and caps and everything, but I think those become very obvious of what you've gone through. So it depends, like if you're just doing it for home and for yourself, those are fine too. But if you have to go to like places where you don't want to talk about it, you don't want people to know, then I just found this to be like the best solution. And yeah, I think for me, like through this journey, actually not just hair loss, but I think just addressing things up front with people have really helped me. So if I'm going into a place, I'll just be like, oh, how do you like my new look? And then it's out there in the open. Like then the pressure is off me in that situation. The burden I was carrying about like my hair, you know, like not having hair, is now out in the room. It's not yours, but it's out there in the room. So you get to choose what you do with it. And for me, that kind of just took the pressure off that situation of addressing it with people. I was like, oh, look this, my new look, how do you like it? What do you think of my new look? And that really helped me, because yeah, then beyond a point, once people know about it, um, they don't really like question anything. People who are sensitive will not even ask, and people who don't know much will just pass it off as like, um, a new hairstyle, or not really think too much about it. So that's it from me on my hair loss. And um, yeah, just know if you're going through it, it's not trivial at all. um, People will say things like it'll grow back, and you'll get better hair, and all of that is fine, but that's 6 months late, 6 to 8 months later after you lose your hair, right? So just like hang in there, go through your own journey with it. Journal about it. For me, I really like to journal. I surrounded myself with the right people, family. These are all things that can help you through this time. And yeah, I hope if you have any questions, if you want to reach out, just feel free to drop a comment, and I'll try and address any of these questions in the subsequent videos. But for now, I am sweating, and that's another thing. This hair is not very comfortable for more than 5-6 hours for me personally at a stretch, because it starts like, it doesn't look the same when you tie it up. You can clip it, you can tie it, there's no restriction on that, but it just doesn't like look very natural. So I like to just keep it open. And because I'm sweating so much because of this medication, it gets very hot for me to be in this wig for more than like 5-6 hours at a stretch, even if I'm in the AC. Like, I start sweating here, I'm sweating here, and like, it's a lot of sweating. Like, you can see my fingers are shining. So yeah, that's a little bit inconvenient with this wig, is that it serves the purpose, but it does get like warm around the neck and the forehead. So that's something you have to be careful about. You can maybe try and get like a shorter one. If you don't lose too much of your hair, you can also get like just the toppers or extensions. And yeah, I think if I had to pinpoint 3 terrible patches through this phase, one is getting my diagnosis, second was recovering the 2 days post surgery, like surgery and the 2 days after, and then the third is like chemo and losing my hair during chemo. So it definitely goes down as like one of the tough phases during this journey. And yeah, I think just take your time with it if you're going through it. It's hard to not be hard on yourself, but I think it helps you be a little bit kind towards yourself, because you realize how much your body is going through, and you start becoming a little bit more sensitive, less critical. Okay, so that's it from me. And if there's anything that you guys want to know about like hair loss or the cancer journey, just drop it in the comments below, and I'll try and answer it in the subsequent videos.